50 years ago, half of us lived in rural Alberta. Two towns 20 miles apart looked, smelled, and sounded different. Business cultures, food, songs, beliefs, histories, and languages crashed and melded into hundreds of unique places. Milk River, Hanna, Lac La Biche, Jasper, Picture Butte, Hobbema. Then, rural Alberta changed. They found oil in Leduc. Business consolidated in the cities. The global economy was reinvented. By 2000, less than 20% of us lived in rural Alberta. Communities declined and aged. That uniqueness, that intangible quality that made one place different, faded with the arrival of chain stores and power centers. So, we commissioned studies. We complained and hoped in all the usual ways. We built new buildings. But without new people to fill them, these bowling alleys and community centers only highlighted our feelings of emptiness and loss. In 2006, resource prices were high, and government decided to transform revenue into something else. Ideas. The trouble was, every government has the same idea about ideas. How do you grow them into actual things? Things that can change a village, a town, a province. That summer, 12 strangers gathered in Olds with a piece of white paper and $100 million to spend. The mission was simple. This new corporation, the Rural Alberta Development Fund, would invest in rural people with brilliant ideas. It would encourage a culture of risk-taking in rural Alberta, an ideas culture. There was one rule: no buildings. RADF could have spent that money in an old-fashioned bureaucratic manner, the secretive black box that says yes and no, mysteriously, writing checks for some projects and spurning others, like an unknowable god. Instead, RADF decided to live the change they wanted to see in rural Alberta. Entrepreneurial, collaborative, encouraging, imaginative. In 2001, the school in Warner, Alberta was about to close. The population was declining. Community leaders grappled with a choice: find a way to keep the town alive or abandon it. They chose to fight for Warner by asking themselves a hard question, a frightening question. What can we be the best in the world at? Warner had an unusual asset, an Olympic-sized hockey rink converted from a granary. They argued their way into an idea. Women compete on Olympic-sized hockey rinks. Maybe we could create a school unlike any other, dedicated to academic and hockey excellence for female players. In the 5 years after Warner Hockey School launched, the town grew by a fifth. RADF funded the project, and other towns have followed the model: Vauxhall's Baseball Academy and Cardston's Rodeo Academy. What makes your community unlike every other place? There must be something, or you wouldn't be living there. What can you do with a brilliant idea, some perspiration, a dose of luck, and a glow of honesty? A feeling in your hearts: this is us. Alberta has more patent applications than any other province. 2/5 come from one region, the Peace Country. Grande Prairie is the most entrepreneurial city in Canada. Why? There's an uncommon spirit of inventiveness in the area. It was RADF's job to challenge leaders to make the region even more entrepreneurial. And from that, the Centre for Research and Innovation was born. RADF was built to solve a problem. Rural Alberta was dying. So it challenged and cheered. It demanded that notions like creative and innovative be transformed from cliches into ideas that will save our businesses and schools, towns and villages and hamlets from disappearing. In 5 years, thousands of Albertans have thought big, majestically about their future. RADF has helped create a generation of new leaders and a catalog of great successes and noble failures. Every community can come up with a big sky idea that could change everything. RADF has been a place for those ideas, a circuit box for a new energy in Alberta. If we interrupt that circuit now, we'll lose our flow of new energy. It'll have nowhere to go. We can inspire courage and optimism in Alberta, in Canada, and around the world. We can make the world understand that decline is not inevitable. Extraordinary success is possible, and ideas are infinite. The capacity to change rural Alberta is in all of us, right now. We can be the best in the world at something. We've proven it. Let's get back to work.